This is Been There Swung That. It's a speedrunning game I made. You can race with your friends and grapple through 90 different levels. But someone had to make those levels, so how do they actually end up getting made? For the assets themselves, we have these themed packs full of different models. If we want to make a medieval themed level, we have all of these assets. If we want to make a digital level, we have all of these. So the level we want to make today is Orbit. It's the first pack you'll play, and the levels need to be pretty simple so that players can get accustomed to the game. So the first thing I gotta do is I always have to have a plan. The level needs to feel like it's doing something, like it makes sense in its design and it's not just random objects scattered throughout an area. For this one, I want to keep it simple, but a little difficult. So the shape I want is a hairpin. These are usually really sharp corners on like Formula 1 tracks and stuff. I want you to be going really fast through a tunnel and then have to make a sharp turn and then get to the end. I think I'll duplicate the same tunnel and use it for both lines. That'll save some time. So, let's begin. First things first, I've got to make the floor, walls, and roof. Just the shell of everything I want. All I gotta do is drag out a few objects, duplicate them, and there, we have a shell. For each tunnel, I want a centerpiece, something central you have to travel through. I fiddled around for a while before I settled on something like this. Let's add some pillars to line the tunnel, and let's decorate between them. Originally I used these stands, but they look kind of boxy and too sharp, I didn't like them. I ended up replacing them with these pillars. Next, I added the last remaining details we needed in this half of the tunnel, mainly some things to grapple on the roof, some neon lights, and a little bit of decoration. I really just wanted a lot of stuff on your periphery so you can see it zooming by on your left and right. Then I just duplicated both sides, made them equal, and we have our tunnel. At this point I wanted to see how it looks. I duplicated it and got the angle right on the hairpin, and this was looking good. But I wasn't quite done on the main tunnel. I needed to do a start area and I wanted that duplicated as well. So I took my time, added some cool stuff, some signs here, some lights, and just made it feel decorated. It can be a bit hard to get all the decoration right on this pack since we don't have that much for decoration, but I think I did a pretty good job. I duplicated them and we have our two tunnels, but now I've got to join this awkward gap between them. I ended up settling for something like this. I just needed to add a little bit of decoration, spice it up. So I just ended up adding these pipes and it's looking good. It's looking like the level is coming together. The last thing I gotta do before testing is just add a few checkpoints, add the start point, add the end point so that Unity knows where to place it. Here we've got the end box to signal the finish of the level, and it's off to testing. Here's the level in Unity, textures and all. All it's missing is an environment and baked lighting, but that can wait until after testing. The identity was definitely there. I was getting the gameplay I wanted, but it wasn't perfect, and it was pretty clear that I'd need to make a few small changes to a few pain points. We definitely need more space in the hairpin, and 4 boosters is way too much, so I'm cutting that down to 2. Other than that, starting from an angle in spawn felt a bit weird, so I actually just made that a complete straight line, same thing with the finish. And here is our finished level. It has everything it needs gameplay-wise, and does what I want it to do with its design. And now you know, this is how we make all of our levels. Now obviously this was a pretty simple, dull level, not too much complicated stuff going on, but that is not the case for every level we make. Like this for example, it's way more complex not just in its root and gameplay, but with detail and decoration. And this is what many of our later levels look like. And our game demo is up right now for you to try. I hope to see you there, and maybe you'll add it to your wish list while you're at it. I'll leave the link in the description and I'll see you around.